The Eastbrook Why, sponsored by Eastbrook Homes.
Jim Stortz has left his creative imprint on Eastbrook Homes throughout West Michigan. He left the area, but he's back, and back with Eastbrook Homes, filled with creative ideas and inspiration.
Welcome to the Windsor.
Director of Architecture Jim Stortz started with Eastbrook Homes in 1993. He says it was a different time back then.
We were building homes for the most part in Kentwood. And they were smaller homes, they were more starter homes, quite different than what they are now. I think someday we'll probably get back to those. So I ran the department for 22 years.
Stortz says many of the homes they designed during that time are still being built. He left Eastbrook for the ministry, then returned to home design, eventually working in Oregon and Delaware before returning to West Michigan and Eastbrook Homes.
When you're doing something for so long and you're in one environment, you know what you know. You can have exposure by seeing what other builders in that market are creating. And you can look on the internet, you can see websites, but it's not the same as being there in person. And that is really what influenced me in both coasts.
And that coast-to-coast experience has in turn impacted his work with Eastbrook.
We're more about personalization than we have ever been in our whole time as a building company. And that's a really encouraging place that I find myself in my career, is that I get to meet with customers and design for them specifically.
Stortz says it's about designing homes that are timeless and kitchens that are both functional and fabulous. Think hidden pantries.
They're putting their double ovens in their pantries. We're looking at sinks in those rooms as well. It becomes more of a hidden dirty kitchen, I guess you could say. The rooms that we now have in houses are more like the hearth room that we have in this home as well, where people can have just more of that cozy feeling of that den from years gone by, where it's just that space that they can just kind of hunker down and have a great time. Bathrooms, their primary bathrooms are another area that they're really investing in. We still have people utilize tubs, more of a standalone tub as a kind of a jewel of their bathroom, but another jewel would be their walk-in shower.
Stortz says it's a thrill to see a customer take his concept and make it their own.
I love the way people can be inventive and personalize what they're going to live in. It really does help me understand people a little bit more because it's so different. So it's a thrill for me. We put a ton of lockers in, built-ins, drop zones. Those are a favorite of our homeowners.
As far as home design trends, Stortz says there are some exciting changes in the offing, including 10 to 12-foot ceilings in the main living space.
For the longest time, we built homes that had two-story living spaces. I see those going away for the most part. There's still some people that want those, but I would say that just a lower ceiling, but still the volume space, that is still probably going to be one of the higher trends that we see. At the same time, I think we're going to see a trend of cathedral ceilings in these spaces as well. And we see people want built-in beams, coffered ceilings, stained materials.
Stortz said he's seeing a lot of customers design their homes for multi-generational living, aging parents, or a boomerang child returning home. Basements feature kitchenettes, larger bedrooms, and plenty of storage and hangout space. As for trends that are on the way out,
this probably isn't a popular idea, but I do believe that this open concept will shrink a little bit. And I see the kitchen somewhat being removed more to the side and being lowered ceilings so that it's a bit more separated.
When asked about the one trend over the decades he was happy to see go, Stortz responded immediately: shag carpet, followed quickly by formal dining rooms.
I'm really happy that's gone. I used to design dining rooms that had big round columns setting around it. It's like, this is where our china and our big table from grandma sets, and our hutch that grandma gave us. That's gone. And so now more of the flex room space, office.
Whatever your needs or your vision, if you'd like to get started building a new home with Eastbrook, visit their website, eastbrookhomes.com.